Sir, we know about your journey. Your journey has been very inspiring, but then we want to hear the full story of your journey from an engineer to an entrepreneur, this journey of 45 years. Please.
The 45 years journey is for with Transasia.
Transasia.
But can I take you a little bit back
Oh,
to see
please.
that?
Please.
To start with, my parents at the time of partition moved from Sindh, which is now in Pakistan, to Mumbai as refugees, empty hand. Absolutely, they took a boat from Karachi to Bombay with thousands of people and landed empty-handed. And somehow my father could start his life in Nagpur, where I was born. So I was born in a very, what should I say, that a struggling family. My father had to really struggle to start his life all over again from zero. But his dream was to make his son an engineer. That was his dream. So somehow, with a lot of difficulty and sacrifice, he made me engineer, sent me to engineering college, and I could finish my engineering there. And naturally, he had high hopes that my son, as an engineer, will do something for the family, and make the family a better standard of life and do something. Which, of course, even I wanted to do that, but I also felt that there's something more than that maybe I'm meant to do. But I came to Bombay to apply for the visa to go to the US. That was in those days, there were very few jobs for engineers in India. So almost 95% engineers used to go to the US.
Yes.
So I thought, go to America, make a lot of money, help the family, myself. But it was at this time when I was waiting for my visa that I met a very interesting person who totally transformed my thinking and my life.
Wow.
So that one single incident which transformed from a ambitious young engineer to somebody who thinks beyond.
Okay.
This gentleman his name was Rajmohan Gandhi. He's the grandson of Mahatma Gandhi. Yeah. So when I told him that I'm planning to go to the US and earn a lot of money and do something, he said, Suresh, do you know that you are the privileged micro population of India? Only less than 0.1% people became graduates. And out of that, again, less than 1% became engineers. So you're that micro percentage of the population who became engineers. And he said also, God must have some purpose that why you were born in India.
Yeah.
Must be something that. I'm sure that purpose is not that you go to the US. There's something bigger. So that made me think that is there some,
Purpose.
meaning in that, some truth in that, why I was born in India, why I became an engineer. Is God has done all that just to make me rich, or there's something beyond, some purpose beyond that? So, this was totally revolutionary thinking. As son of a refugee, all the time our purpose was how we can improve our life. But here this was from thinking of what I can get. Here made me forced to think what I can give.
Wow.
It's two different ways. At that time, I never thought what I can give to anybody. All I thought what I can get. So how to change from get to give was a big challenge in my, it really challenged me to think something beyond that. But as the days went by, I began to see that there's, some truth in that, that Also that the real happiness comes from giving and not from getting.
Getting.
So, but it took me some years. So I decided to work with Mr. Gandhi as a voluntary worker without salary. I worked 9 years with him as a voluntary worker without salary.
For 9 long years.
9 long years. Of course, my family was shattered that our son was supposed to go and earn money in America and do something for the family, and here he is not earning anything. So during this time, as you know, that 1975, India had this called emergency declared.
Yes.
The constitution was terminated, and all the personal freedoms were restricted. We used to have Rajmohan Gandhi used to run a news weekly called Himmat Weekly.
Okay.
Yeah. And as per the government's laws, every newspaper had to be censored before printing. But Mr. Gandhi decided not to. He said, my grandfather fought for freedom, and I cannot be a part of this to give up that freedom. So he refused to be censored and continued to publish without censorship. And all the opposition leaders were in jail. So Mr. Gandhi continued to print that. All the other people who tried to do that were arrested and put in jail. But Rajmohan Gandhi, being grandson of Mahatma Gandhi, the government was reluctant to arrest him because it will send bad message across the world that Mahatma Gandhi's grandson is arrested for writing free speech.
Yes.
But what the government would do is they will go and ban the printing presses which printed Himmat. So there came a time when no printing press was willing to print. So then what would you do? Then you have to stop right there. So the government would have been successful in stopping it this way. So this is when Mr. Gandhi told me, Suresh, you are an engineer. Come and start printing press to Himmat, print. So in 1 week, we started a printing press and continued printing it, and gave voice to all the opposition leaders who were concerned about the country. Great job. One of the wonderful leaders at that time was Jayaprakash Narayan. You must have heard about this, called the JP, known as JP. Yeah. He was a great leader, great visionary, loved his country, his people, and gave his whole life to the people's movement. He was in Chandigarh jail, and of course he was quite old and tough, life was tough. So both his kidneys failed in the jail, and he was almost going to die because in the jail there was no dialysis. But to avoid him dying in jail and giving bad name to the government released him on health condition.
Okay.
So we came to know, and we said we have to do something. So we moved Jayaprakash from Chandigarh to Mumbai to a hospital. Unfortunately, at that time, in the whole of India, there were only 2 dialysis centers. Can you imagine that? So many thousands of people died about kidney failure, but only 2 dialysis centers. One was in Mumbai, one was in Delhi. So this hospital, wonderful hospital called Jasrok Hospital, agreed to treat him free of charge, totally free of charge, and give him dialysis and care. So he would campaign across the country for what we call the Nirman movement, and come to Mumbai for dialysis every second, third day, and his well-wishers like us would hold a prayer meeting when he's having dialysis. And so the lobby would sit and sing bhajans and pray for his health. And after the bhajans, we go up to the 19th floor of the dialysis and, give him pranam, his darshan.
Okay.
So on one such evening, we went to convey our pranam to JPG, and with Rajmohan and I were there. And we saw that he was not on dialysis. Normally he would be on dialysis. He was lying on bed, didn't seem very good at all. Yeah. So we asked the doctor, what happened? He's not on dialysis today? Yeah. He said, good that you asked. I'm so worried because the dialysis machine is not working.
Oh.
Yeah. So I said, you have two machines. What about the other one? He said, the other one has not been working for more than a month, and we are not able to get the spare parts. In whole of India, there's only one service in India who can repair the dialysis machine. And today that service in India is in New Delhi.
Okay.
So we cannot even get him to repair our machine. So we said, then what happens? He says, I don't think Jayaprakashi will survive because in 3-4 hours, if you don't put him on dialysis, he'll get into coma, and then we don't know what will happen after that. So we were shocked, how can we let that happen? Doctor says, sorry, there's nothing I can do. I'm trying my best clinically, get him on medication, but it's not working. So all I can, need everybody's prayers and see what we can do. So my friend Rajmohan Gandhi says, Suresh, you are an engineer. Would you like to try to repair the machine? I say, I've never seen a dialysis machine before, but maybe, I happen to be in the hospital today for a purpose.
Certainly.
Yeah. So with the technician, we worked on the dialysis machine, opened the manual, learned. So within 3-4 hours, we could fix one machine and put Jayaprakash on dialysis, and he survived some years after that. But that left a deep impression on me that we are trying to build a great country, but with this kind of healthcare, where we cannot even take care of our popular leaders, or people servants who are serving the country, then what is the hope for ordinary people in this country? So that kind of made a deep impact. And I said, if ever I was looking for what to do in life, I would do something in healthcare. Of course, we continued to run the newspaper for 2 years. Then Indira Gandhi lost. We had the new government. Then we had the constitution back. Yeah. So that purpose was achieved. We had the democracy back in the country. And then we shut down Himmat magazine because our goal was achieved. And then I was 29. I said, now what should I do with my life? This part is done. I still want to live a meaningful life. I still want to live a life where I can give and not get. But what is it I can do? I had no any special training. I did engineering, but really no engineering training as such. I didn't have money. I didn't have any family sort of support to, So I said, what can I do? I have nothing, really. No training, no resources. Yeah. I want to do something in healthcare, but where do I start? So I started talking to the doctors around and said, I'm a young engineer. I want to do something in healthcare. Tell me what I can do. So talked to many doctors across, took their advice. So one wonderful doctor, one lady from Bombay, pathologist, she said, India is still a poor country, and all the technology and has no meaning for people who cannot afford it. So you might have fantastic cardiac technology, fantastic transplants, but what use is that? So he said that country should focus on prevention. So I said, then how do you prevent? So she said diagnostics.
Okay.
That, if you can some way develop the right technology for the country in diagnostics, which will help people prevent disease, that will be the wonderful.
Okay.
So I said, wow, here I got my purpose for life is to do something diagnostics, to do affordable diagnostics, not only just diagnostics, but affordable diagnostics, where each Indian can get a diagnostic test and can be empowered to look after his health. So I got the purpose, but again, I had no resources, I had no money. I had 250 rupees in my pocket. Yeah.
So your capital was 250 rupees.
250 rupees was all I had,
Okay.
because on Himmat we used to get every month pocket money of 250 rupees. I said, so good, I have the purpose. Many great people, right from Buddha to Mahatma Gandhi, have said that, advise people that have a purpose and the means will follow. And so I said, if these people have said that have purpose and the means will follow, so now I have a purpose.
And the means would
Now
follow.
let's see how God brings the means to me. So everybody will ask, how are you going to do it? I say, I don't know, but let me see, because all these great people have said that means will come. So I'm waiting
For the means to come.
means to come.
Yeah.
So luckily, one of these days, I told my friend that this is what I want to spend my life doing. I have this purpose of making affordable diagnostics available to the Indians. Now, let's see what happens next. So they say you register a company first before you do anything. So I registered. I went to the office to register. They said the company name kya hai? I had not thought about company. And I said, I want to transform the healthcare of Asia.
Okay.
They said, that's too long a name, transform the healthcare of Asia. Can you make it short?
Okay.
I said, okay, I'll make it Transasia.
Oh, so that's why you coined Transasia. Okay.
Transasia name came,
Okay.
transform healthcare of Asia.
Asia. The title with the message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had the company, I had the purpose, but still no means. So here, one of my friends invited me home. He said, Suresh, I'm very inspired by your purpose and I want to help you. I said, wow, God has spoken to you. He said, yes, normally I'm a Kanjus Gujarati. I don't give money to anybody, but for you, somehow my heart tells me to
Wow.
give you. I'll give you a loan. And pay me when able, no limit for that. Pay me when able, but whenever you pay, you have to pay with interest.
Okay.
He said, I'm a retired man, I live on interest. So he offered me 1 lakh rupees. So, from 250 rupees to 1 lakh, I said, my God, this is too big a responsibility. I said, so I told him, I used to call him Kaka, I said, Kaka, I really don't know if my business will work, whether I will ever earn money to give you back. So, maybe I'll take a small amount because I don't want to, you're like my, father, I don't want to take your money and when I know I'm not sure I can pay you back. He said, Suresh, you think I will take a risk and give you money if I was not sure that you will pay back?
Okay.
He said, I'm sure you'll succeed and you will pay me back the money. Shocked, I say, I don't know myself.
But he's confident.
He's confident. I said, give me some time to think. So I took a few days to think, I have this habit of a quiet time. In the morning, sit quiet and let my inner voice guide me. So in one of these days, in my quiet time, God said to me that if I want to support you, how will I do it? I will not come from heaven and bring the money to you, right? I'll speak to somebody in his heart to do that. So believe me that this is from me.
Yes.
So I said, yes, that's wonderful. If God wanted to give me money, he wouldn't come all the way to give me.
Directly.
He would do through somebody.
Yeah.
So I took the money. So I had the purpose. I had the resources,
Yeah, the means.
but still no plan how to do it. I said,
Yeah.
and again, I talked to the doctors. They said, in India, there's nothing to learn. The technology, there's no technology here. So if you have to learn technology, you have to go to America, to Europe, to learn the new technologies, understand that, and bring those to India. I said, that makes sense. So from that money, I bought a round the world ticket.
Okay.
Yeah, you not believe, 12,800 rupees for a Pan Am round the world ticket. And I wrote to about 450 companies. In those days, there was no Google. There was no
Emails.
email, no phone. So I had to go to all the consulates. They had the yellow pages. So sit there and take the names of the companies, then type the letters, post it, and wait for 1 month to receive the reply.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, 450 companies I wrote. I am a young engineer in India. I want to help the people by bringing diagnostics to India. Would you help me? So very short message that this is my purpose. So out of 450, about 150 companies replied
Okay, that's a lot.
that yes, we would talk to us or come and visit us. We would. And again, out of 150, again I wrote to them, thank you very much. If I'm coming to visit you, would you also give me some training for a day or two training, and also would you host me in the hotel?
Okay.
So about 45 companies said, okay, come, we'll give you training.
They were kind enough.
Yeah. So I visited all the 45 companies, had good training, understood the diagnostic world, and really had I would say that more knowledge than any Indian had about the diagnostic scene. And some of these companies, they said, okay, we like you, you have the knowledge, so go back to India and sell our products.
Okay.
So I came back with already 2 agencies from the overseas companies to start selling their products and diagnostic products. So when I came back after 6 months, I had knowledge. Of course, the money finished by then. All the money. Yeah. So knowledge about the companies, 45 companies I had training in, what's happening in the world, very up-to-date knowledge, and also the starting of the business. So that was the foundation of Transasia. So all the best labs of India, when I offered them technology, they said, wow, including Dr. Arvind Lal of Lal Path Lab. The first machine ever he bought was from me.
From your own credit.
Metropolis founder, Dr. Shah, Sushil Shah, he bought from me. So I became the channel for the technology to India. So that's wonderful. But still it was not affordable. So I said, this is good, but still not where I want to be. So we can do it only if we make it in India. So in 1991, we set up a small factory to start manufacturing in India.
Okay. Where was the factory?
In Mumbai.
Mumbai, okay.
Yeah. We made our first analyzer there, 1991. Very successful, very affordable price. And of course, my personal guarantee that that whenever you have a problem, call me.
Okay.
So that worked wonderful. We were able to reach thousands of labs, continued manufacturing to the extent that today we have more than 130,000 machines.
Amazing.
We have produced and supplied. In 40,000 labs in India use our machines.
Yeah, and we are one among them.
And on our equipment, every second, 15 tests are done.
Okay.
So on every 1 second, 15 tests are done on our equipment, which coincidentally comes to 1.3 billion per year. So which is about the population of India.
India.
So 1.3 billion tests are done on our equipment every year.
Over here.
So that's,
And I,
technically I can say that one test for every Indian, though not quite, but
Exactly.
so that's a wonderful, it's a dream come true, 45 years reach this stage. But as I said, that's even today, 70% of our countrymen don't have access to
Accessibility.
blood tests. So we have millions of people who are diabetic, millions of people who have hypertension, but they don't even know.
True.
So they continue to live, and one day they fall sick, and so this is where we need to change. We need to see that every single person in our countries has access to.
Access. That is where we align with our mission.
Exactly.
We at Microhealth Laboratories, that is our vision as well. We want healthcare or diagnostics to be accessible to all the people, not just India. Like wherever we have our branches and our network globally, we want that to be accessible to each and everyone,
Right.
irrespective of the genres that is there.
Yeah, that's why I'm very happy to come. It's wonderful to see what all you're doing. So creative, such a fantastic team you have.
Honored to have you, sir.
Yep.
We are really greatly honored to have you on board. Yes.
wonderful.
So his inspiring stories that comes with one short message: to have a purpose in life, to not to lose the perseverance that we have, to have a goal in life, and not to quit trying, keep learning, and knowledge is something that you keep on learning and gaining until you go back. So we have driven the purpose in life, the means, and the perseverance. He has set an example that anything is possible. And with that, also one thing that I would love to note is visionaries and philanthropists like him, they are not made over the night. It is a process, it is a moment, and it is a revolution, a journey of 45 years. And for all the people, that is, we have a take-home message from you, from each and everything that you have told. So thanks so much for your time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for the knowledge you have shared. Pleasure and honor to have you on board.
Thank you. Thank you
so
for
much,
having
sir.
me. And
Pleasure.
Good.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.